Well, we've been searching for NCDs for like almost an hour, about an hour and a half now, I'd say, and we are boatless. There's no boat at the very first NCD we found. So obviously I am devastated, but I guess we're gonna keep at it. Oh, hell yeah. There's a boat. You can barely see just the outline of it. If we move slightly, you can't. Okay, hang on. There's a boat. Hot dog. First flight. We flying, boys. It took us just about 2 full hours to get our first set of elytra, which was absolutely terrible. The first, it's always so frightening getting your first set because, you know, you can always fall into the void and die. And it's so scary and so likely. We've gone too far. We need to go... Oh. We need to go back this way. And then it's this way? Nope, it's just that way. So yeah, there we go. First elytra. We living forever now. So what we're doing right now is we're waiting for... Hey, there it is. So we're going to be dyeing a couple shulker boxes so we keep shulker boxes with us at all times that have things we want. So this shulker box is going to have just like general survival goods. So we're going to put in a stack of logs, and then we're going to put in probably just a bunch of iron. We're going to put extra food in there. What else might we need? We've got our pickaxes on us, so we'll never need to have to worry about that. We're gonna put our bow in there, I guess, and some arrows. Bow and arrows. There's probably other stuff we'd probably want in there, huh? Like coal. Let's get some coal going. Just a couple stacks, just a whole bunch. Anything else I might need? Crafting table, bed. Yeah, you got crafting table in there. A bed, maybe. Bed's not a bad idea. I don't have any wool. Okay. There we go. Wood. Bed. Bed. I think that's about everything we need in the survival box for now. That's good for now. And now the redstone box is actually the exciting one because we're going to make a bunch of stuff and put that because we won't have comparators too. Dispensers are pain in the butt to craft now that I think about it, an awful lot of wood. Because we're going to make 2 and 3 to make some comparators. Those go in there. Let's make a bunch of droppers. Probably some pistons, huh? I guess. Let's also get some slime blocks in there. Droppers, stack of droppers. Always good to have with your redstone. Let's make some, just a handful of hoppers. Sure, that makes sense. Pistons. So we need, and then in here we've got, so let's make that. I'm going to put some of that in there, some of that going on in there. Which is absolutely fantastic. It comes in handy a lot, actually. Okay, so what we're working on right now is we've got these shulker boxes here with these note blocks, pistons, observers, and then this working on powered rails. We need these 2 rows, 16 stacks of powered rails to match the 16 observers and pistons, and that's going to make our melon and pumpkin farm. We went on a mining trip to get more gold because we used all of our gold pretty much. There's that there to smelt, which is helpful. And we didn't get very much gold. These are the resources we got from this, and then, you know, we got stone and stuff like that. However, what's good about the diamond, for example, is we're going to be able to actually... Oh, huh. Anyway, we will mine that with fortune. We just have to place all of them because we want to use the XP to fix our pickaxe there as well. But, yeah, we're going to use the diamond we get from this to replace some of the beacon blocks, because when we have to move our beacon, we'll be able to get some gold blocks out of that. And hopefully that'll bring us close to our goal for the powered rails, because we need such a stupid amount of powered rails right now. And that's the project that we're working on right now. Okay, so great news. We have collected all of that for our mega farm. We've collected these now for our mega farm. All right, so here's the first layer of, I think, 16. So we have to do this 15 more times, except for this hopper part. The hoppers will just go up. 15 more times though to make our mega farm, and this will produce hopefully an absolutely absurd amount of melon and pumpkin. It'll obviously be incredibly tall, but the way this works is there will be a hopper minecart going underneath the farm plots here, collecting up all the drops and putting different storage places.
the observers here will detect every time when they're fully grown, or even when they're growing, you see the pistons go off like that. When they're fully grown, they'll only ever fire when a plant grows, and it'll fire so quickly that it won't fire it from it breaking as well, so it'll be fine. And so, you know, it'll detect it growing. There's a pumpkin on one of these spots. All pistons around that observer will go down, break the pumpkin or melon, and then it gets picked up. The reason this works is because the observer sends a redstone signal into this block here, and it then powers this note block. And because this block is powered, there's actually a bud power for that piston. But the piston will only fire if it gets a block update. So the note block gives the piston a block update, because they're both powered from this block here, and that's why the piston is fired. If you removed this here, it would Alright, I'll just fall and hurt myself. Remove that note block, this piston would never ever fire. Even though it's bud powered, it needs a block update. So that makes that work 100% of the time. So now what we do is we do a layer of stone above here. Actually, I don't know if that'll work. Let's test it. What kind of, that is melon. Okay. That above it. Affect that as well. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Now we have to test it one more way with redstone, because I want to put redstone blocks across it so we can power the rails. And if the redstone block prevents that, which it very well may, we'll have to raise it up a level, which is going to increase the resource cost. So again, we put that... No, not there, you dummy. Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, so that goes... Interesting. That shouldn't prevent anything. Down here, we... Still the melon, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So, that's not a big deal. Perfect, so we're gonna make this a whole bunch of times. A whole bunch of times. And we'll see what the rates are like. Okay, so we've made this much progress so far, which is like... 5/10. No, that's not half. That's less than half. I don't know. It's on its way. it's mostly done, and we've discovered we actually forgot to put glow. Spooky. Head up. Yeah, no, this layer. Nope, this next one. Yeah, so there's supposed to be glowstone here. This way to trapdoor there. Crawl on in. Head back out, and there's another level we did the exact same thing. You know what? Let's not leave these. If I... And we just head up. I think it's not this next... Oh, it is this one. Okay. And... Same thing. Yeah, there. Crawl space. Property. Go. I mean, yeah. So this is just going, I don't know, it's probably doing a layer every few minutes, every like... So, it is very expensive. I really underestimated the hopper cost. Everything else is, we're pretty much right on where we should. We've finally finished this mega project. It is, eventually I want to make like an underground storage thing with this, where all of the items get filtered into like specific sets of chests, but for now we've got 4 different storage modules holding items. So on either half, the items kind of get split which direction they go into, and they'll just fill up these chests. This has not been running very long at all. The idea is this mega farm area will be a place that you AFK at, so I'll have a bunch of automatic farms in this area. It'll be super laggy, but you just, you know, if I'm rendering a video or editing or anything like that, like I'll just AFK here, and you just get crazy amounts of resources, and in a very short amount of time. Like, I don't have to spend overnight AFK sessions. I want to, you know, AFK for an hour, come back, and have like a couple of these chests on either end filled, kind of production. And I'm not sure exactly how long it'll take to fill a double chest up. That's probably about 25-30 minutes. So, you know, probably 2 hours to fill up 2 of those. Should be pretty good. I might later on today do an AFK session for a couple hours just to see what I get. But for now, this project is completed, and now we have to turn our attention to the next pretty important part of this area. So of course, all these automatic farms need to lead to something. And what's the point of all these melons and pumpkins if I'm not getting anything but melons and pumpkins out of them? I need to set up a villager trading space. And I have yet to kidnap even a single villager. Likewise, I have yet to build any storage modules for these villagers, nor a villager breeder. So we've got a bunch of things we have to tackle before we're prepared to start profiting from this farm. So I think what I'm going to do starting off is I'm just going to make a small village that the villagers will be able to free roam around in. They'll have beds in one area, their composters in another, some farms, and they'll just, populate the village on their own when I bring just 2 or 3 over. And then once that kind of gets like super large and populated, I'll make my own villager breeder as well as having a trading hall set up. So let's see, do we have resources to build? We have almost nothing here. Ah, heck. Okay, I guess I'm gonna get organized and we'll come back when I've got some stuff brought over and we have some idea of what we're gonna do. Alright, so we went ahead and we built ourselves, this is so ugly, but we're just gonna leave it like that. We built ourselves a little completely mob-proof village. Hopefully completely, there might be the odd spot, because I wasn't like incredibly attentive at looking for all the spots, but it's probably fine. So we'll be able to bring villagers up through here, and then they get to live in this fantastic little village. Plenty of stuff for villagers. They've got beds, look at that, look at that. Look at that bed. They've got crops, they've got workstations, and this will hold up to 16 villagers quite happily. And we got actually really lucky. I forgot to mention a little while ago, but if we hop on over here, just over there, you see there's a village right there. So all I have to do is bring the villager in a boat up through there, and it's all Gucci gang. The village has begun. We now have our first 3 settlers here, and they're going to... So, I guess I should probably start trading with them, because if we go over here and we look at how this has been producing, it's been done for about an hour and a half. We've been in the area almost the entire time. And I'm pretty sure... Yep. So, that's about an hour and a half of production. So we really got to get these guys going so we can start unloading some melons and pumpkins as soon as possible. Let's put, that belongs in there, and we're going to head back to the main base, bring over a bunch of trading stuff to get them started, and do some villager trading finally. We went ahead and we made ourselves this storage hall, because this thing was kind of filling up way too fast, and we don't have any way to get rid of that many melons and pumpkins just yet. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have... That'll work as an overflow, and what we'll do is we'll just shove a bunch of stuff from overflow into composters if it ever gets to be that bad. But, yeah, so we've got crafting tables here on the side. So this is the side the melons are going to filter into, as you can see here and here. And so you'll be able to walk in, craft all your melons, shove them in a shulker box or whatever, and then you go down to the next floor, or, you might want to start bottom up, and you just keep doing that. And you head on up, and that's going to make a pretty redonkulous amount of melons, which is great. That was the point. However, I honestly think it might be... Somebody asked me in my chat if they're like, do you think it might be too much? And I was like, no, absolutely not. However, it might end up actually being too much. Alright, so we went ahead and we expanded our storage for the melon and pumpkin farm, and so we'll see here, this is about 4 hours of operation. We have this much melon and pumpkin. We don't have that anywhere near that much pumpkin. Our melon production is far higher. But that's, of course, because you need 9 melon per block. And this is all the pumpkins we've got. We do have one small problem, and it's actually a very large problem. I don't know if I'm going to be able to completely resolve it, because we are producing... It looks like 3 or 4 times... Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's go sleep real quick. We've got this going on over here, of course, because, we had to mine out an area. This is what we're doing mining for the next little while. As we accumulate some resources. We used basically all of our iron up. Again, big shocker, nothing new there. One day we'll have iron, I'm sure. Okay, hang on for just 1 second, though. So we get up here, and... Oh, okay, cool. Just be a jerk. See if I care. Actually, you know what? You're welcome to come into the water. Whenever you're ready. No, take your time. Alright. I don't know why you didn't ever go into the water. Whatever. I don't really care. So, before we get too delayed and busy, if we look at this, nope, this hopper, what? Okay, so it's not a problem on this side. Has this side managed to keep up? That's fantastic news. I wonder why. For whatever reason here, if you watch this one, this hopper tends to back up. But, oh, that was a lag spike. You see it's starting to fill up, but I guess it somehow eventually manages to correct itself. That's interesting. Okay. What I can do, though, is I can actually have a bit of a different configuration, I think, for that hopper. I'd have to take a look at it. Alright. Can you guys actually just shoot this guy to death? I don't want his effect. I have a village, like, right next door. Why aren't they shooting him? Shoot him again. There you go. There. Life hack. Never get the bad omen effect again. But yeah, so I could put a hopper. That hopper points, I think, downwards right now, or maybe sideways. We could put a hopper next to it. Again, which one is it? I think it's this one. We could put a hopper, yeah, that goes sideways. We could put a hopper underneath it that feeds into a composter, and that should help, for the most part, with our overproduction problem. But I'm really not too sure, if I'm being completely honest. We might need more than that. But regardless, we are producing some pretty redonkulous amounts of melons and pumpkins, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, however, the task is to go and craft up melons out of all of these melons. So, I'll let you know how much we've got here. Actually, we can see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. We have 80 stacks of melon blocks after 4 hours. That is so much. I'm gonna need so many farmers to keep up with this production. That is amazing. Alright, what's going on, homies? We've just been working on a project. I'm gonna keep it behind me there. I'll show you in a quick second. I've actually got 2 projects. I completely forgot about another project. This village is coming along really nicely, though. We've got lots of melons and pumpkins to trade with it. There's actually more pumpkins. Oh! I'm pretty much out of pumpkins. We'll have to grab more pumpkins here next time we come trade. But yes. Why didn't he refresh? What a weirdo. Oh well. For the most part, what? Why? Okay, so anyway, I'm only right over there, and they should all be refreshing, but I guess I must just be out of their range there, which is fine. The AFK point for this mega farm area is gonna be pretty close to here, I think. It's gonna be, like, in the middle around here. So these guys will still be loaded, but it looks like their AI stops when I'm at the distance of that project, which is kind of weird, but whatever. I think that's all there is to trade. It's important we do keep up with our trades right now, especially while we're in this area loading it, because the the production on that thing is enormous, and you just kind of get large amounts of melon and pumpkin. Here we have, this is going to be our creeper farm. A pretty big hole, but we don't have cats yet, so we can't really do anything with that. But yeah, that's just what we've been doing right now. I'll give you the quick details on. Are you sure? Are you sure it's not nighttime? Because I feel like it might have been nighttime actually. If you want to just let me, thank you. I'll show you the details of the farm we're working on right now. It is actually not automatic, and I'm okay with that because it's visually very fun, even if it takes 20 minutes to plant. The way it works, though, is you'll be able to walk up and press this button, and the water will flush all of the crops from these platforms out to the middle, and they'll collect on the floor. This is going to be 12 layers high, which is incredibly high, and it'll be, again, just stupidly laggy, but it'll be fun, and having all those items all over the floor will be fun, if not worthwhile. But here it is. This is just what it looks like. It looks pretty good. All it is there's a redstone signal here keeping those trapdoors closed, and there's water behind them. And then there's that pulse extender down there keeps it so that those stay open, because right now they're closed. They stay open for long enough for the water to flush all the crops down into this area here. And we're going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. But we'll get it done. We have finished the beast. There's a couple of weird points where for some reason I brought the blocks out further. It's whatever. It kind of adds some, irregularity to it. So we need to first till all 12 layers of this thing. And then shoot. And then we have to plant the crops. It's going to take a long time. I hope the diamond hose are enough. If I have to make another one, that's going to suck. I'll let you guys know when it's all planted, and that'll be in, honestly, probably an hour. It's going to take so long. YouTube bread, my dudes. Literally, because we planted some wheat. Anyway, it is planted. It's done. It's going to take a long time to grow. Especially because this bad boy right here, we don't want to leave this area with this thing running unattended. I do need to get some, what do you call it? Auto composters in for overflow. But let's go take a quick peek at our melons, because I'm sure they're really I'm really sure those melons are starting to overflow. Let's take a guess. We're up to there. Oh my god! That was a good guess. That's so many melons, and there's 2 sides. Yeah, so we can't leave this thing running unattended for very much longer. So I guess that's our next big cry sigh. I finished making all those melons, and this is the yield on melons from that one session. That was about 1 day of being in this area, making that farm. And I can't do that every day. That was so long. And then, I've already still got all these backlogged, too. I have so many melons. I can't be doing that every day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an overflow system so that, once the system is full, it'll start sending melons into some composters. And we'll have one for pumpkins as well. And that way, we can forget about it, leave it for as long as we want, and then come back once in a blue moon and be like, oh, hey, we need melons? Well, here's, 30 shulker boxes full of melons. I don't need melons again for the next foreseeable forever. Think about how many emeralds this is. This is so many emeralds. Somebody asked me on my stream when I was building it, they were like, hey, do you think that's a little bit of overkill? They're like, you love going for overkill. And I was like, nah, that's just regular kill. That's just what you have to have. No, we could have cut that off there, and it would still be way more than we need. But here we are suffering, so